G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here, and this video today is about what you do after you've bought your camera. You know, you go to the store and you buy this camera and you're pumped for it. You're excited, like, yeah, let me add it. I'm going to take incredible photos, stick them on the wall, going to transform my life, going to be amazing. And so you put it down just for a second and then you completely forget about it for 6 months because you're too busy. This is what you need to do. Just not working. Gosh. Oh, it's so good. First thing is first, you need to take some photos on it. No, listen. You need to put some time in your diary right now and go and take some photos. You need to do it now. Like, pause this video, go outside with your camera and take photos. Go inside, go with your kids or your family or bit of selfie action, whatever suits you, but go and take some photos now. Make it a priority every Saturday morning without fail, with the exception of the zombie apocalypse. I go out and take photos, and I go with my photo crew when they're available, and other times during the week I make a point of going out. It means sacrificing sleep often to go out and to just get used to it and enjoy taking it. It's a priority to make time to take photographs. If you do not, this will gather dust sitting out of view and you will have wasted your money, and you don't want to do that because you just bought it and you're psyched for it, right? Next, you need a tripod. This is my tripod. It's by Leo Photo, and I would not recommend it for you. It cost me about $500. I've had it for about 3 years, and I've had one issue with it since that they easily fixed and cleared up. Basically, tripod is two elements. It's legs and it's ball head. You want a nice ball head that has a fluid movement with the ability to break it, not to snap it, destroy it, but to put a break on it at any angle that you like. You also want extendable legs. It doesn't matter if it's aluminium or carbon fiber when you first get it. It doesn't matter how, if it's this tall or this tall. Like, honestly, you want something that's going to hold your camera still and be steadfast. It's going to be trustworthy because you're putting a lot of gear on top of your tripod. But if you're taking any sort of photographs that require stability, get yourself a tripod. Do not spend $500 on it when you first start. Spend $100, $150. Get one that works. Learn to use it. Learn what you like about it, what you hate about it. I think tripods are more personalized than cameras. However, I'm going to make a video about that quite soon to help you select a good one. But you just need it stable and trustworthy and cheap. Can't believe I said cheap. Some of you will be like, no, you have to spend a lot. You don't. You don't need to spend $500 on one when you first start out. You just need one that's safe enough to put your camera on. Next, follow photographers who inspire you. But Ralph, I've just started. I don't know who's... Have you got Instagram? You've got Instagram. Go get Instagram. Go join some Facebook sites that have photographers on them. You'll be able to find it. Jump on YouTube, type photographer Ralph Mayhew. Hello? He inspires me. Whatever, but basically there's thousands of photographers out there, and you want to get on your phone and find some and look at their images on a regular basis, and you will be inspired and taught just by looking at what they do. And if you're like, how did you take that? Ask them how they took it. If it's on YouTube, you'll get a dozen tutorials. I was thinking I could put a list of people, but the list of photographers that I follow is extensive and it changes. But find some photographers who inspire you. You will see their images. You will get more pumped to get out there and take your own. You will have a bit of an idea and a clue about how to start composing and what settings you should use just by looking at the work of others. You'll never be able to copy a photographer because every photograph is a moment of uniqueness in time. It's never repeated, but you can certainly be helped and inspired by those who have gone before you. All right. This isn't a shameless plug. I know those of you that know me are like, look what he's doing. Follow some quality YouTubers who will teach you how to use your camera. It's what this channel is about. It's what I hope to achieve. If you're enjoying this, subscribe below and like. But there's dozens of other ones. Just type in photography, and you want to chuff along until you find someone that does the style of photography you like and has a personality you like. And don't be afraid to. You're not cheating on a YouTuber by following somebody else, right? So more the merrier. Find a YouTuber who you think, yep, they know what they're talking about, and I really enjoy listening to them. You will learn heaps from them and get the very most out of the camera that you just bought. So let's say you bought a Sony. This is a Nikon. No, let's say you bought a Nikon. Find Nikon photographers. If you bought a Sony, find Sony. If you bought a Canon, oh, good luck to you. If you bought an Olympus, I'm joking. If you bought a Canon, find a Canon photographer. Amongst the mix of creative people, you will find that enormously helpful in navigating your way around your camera. And if you go to Frono's Photos, you will find a guide, most probably on the camera you've just bought, that helps you set it up really well. I'll put a link in the description before, but Jared Polin is a bit of a beast when it comes to helping people work out and understand their cameras when they first bought it and pulled it out of the box when they get home. Next, I think you need a mentor. Yeah, a photography mentor. Someone who you can go and hang out with and you can learn from, someone that you can engage with and ask questions about, someone that you can go, oh, how do you do this? And what about this setting and this situation? And I've been toying about whether I should like lend myself into that space. So I realize many of you are in the States or UK or India or Canada or miles away from me. But if something like that would be helpful, if you wanted to sort of have a Zoom call where it's just one-on-one and we can work out like a cost for that, and I can just download and teach and help you everything I know, or you might want to do a live thing, you might want to call me up on phone and we can just do a live thing. I don't know, just if you're interested, put it below. If there's no interest, then there's no worries, but find someone who can go out with you, who can walk with you and help you stretch you in your creativity, stretch you in your skills, and stretch you in your understanding of light and photography and the gear that you've got. Next, you want a spare battery. I know you have to have a spare battery. So once you bought your camera, you want to buy two things. You want to buy a spare battery and you want to buy what I'm going to talk about next. Just so you have enough juice that when this dies in your camera, you're good to go with the next one. And you can just like pull one out, slap it in, away you go. Next, you need a memory card. Now this Nikon Z6, Nikon Z6, had an interesting conversation with someone about that the other day that thinks it's Nikon Z6. Anyway, you want an SD card, or this is an XQD card that works on these cameras, but you want a spare memory card that fits your camera. Go and buy one, and do not skimp and get the cheapo ones. Like I've done it before and they corrupt really quickly. They don't capture all your images and they're just a mess. They break. Do not get the cheap. Usually go Extreme Pro SanDisk. That's what I shoot with. I'll put some links in the description below to kind of help you out with that. I've found the best place to buy cards for your camera is, lo and behold, Amazon. Yeah, it actually is. So often Amazon's an easy like shop. It's right there. It works. It's convenient. But SD cards, cheapest place you'll get them for good quality is actually Amazon. And I have looked around and searched around over the years. Amazon's the way to go. Get a good quality one, get a fast one. Make sure it's compatible to your camera. So not all SD cards that fit SD cameras work in those cameras. So just do a little bit of a Google search and work out what the best card is for your camera and go and buy one, two, a couple of them. I shoot on, this is 64 gig. I've got 120 gig. Something like that, because I'll shoot a lot of photos, so I want to make sure that I get good bang for my buck. Next, you need a comfortable strap. Every time you buy a camera, it comes with a strap, and that strap is much better than nothing. The problem is it cuts into your neck and gradually will sever your head off. And so I have invested in a nice strap. This is Peak Design strap. I'll put a link in the description below if you like, but it's got some grip there so it doesn't go wandering. It just sits wherever I need it to sit. It's very soft. It looks just, look at that. It's just nice. These are Peak Design anchor points that clip onto your camera like this. I wouldn't buy them straight up, but super handy to have. It means you can take your strap on and off as quickly as that. So maybe they're worth getting too. I'll put a link in the description for all this stuff down below. But basically you want a strap that you enjoy having your camera on, and this is long enough that it can actually go like this as well as like this, as well as. We're nearly there, we're nearly through the list, and you need some editing software. I know. I'm going to do a video soon with my harshest critic about editing, and we're going to go side by side and battle it out and entertain everybody. But until Until then, until my wife decides that she's up for the video, which I think she's pretty tempted to do, you need some editing software. I use Lightroom. It's a subscription-based thing. You're paying about $14-15 a month, and it's kind of the industry standard, and it's amazing. You don't have to use that. You can use other free editing software. I know Zona is an excellent option if you're a Microsoft user. So if you haven't got a Mac, if you're editing it on Windows, absolutely check out Zona. Well worth the look. Their stuff is nearly as good as Lightroom. The problem is it doesn't work on an Apple platform yet, but fingers crossed moving forward. There's also a ton of other free editing software. Just start using it, become accustomed to it. You will start off by using too much of everything because you get very excited about it, but you'll get used to it and you'll calm it back, and you'll start to be able to do things to your images that you really wish you could do but perhaps haven't been able to do in the past. So editing software is really important. I think as you're progressing through this list and you're sort of buying and investing things, or you're checking it off, I think when we get to this part of the list, we're about to leap into the advanced mode. So I just want to kind of leave this idea with you, and that is low aperture lenses. So low aperture means it's a fast lens. It opens right up. You can get some epic bokeh. Bokeh is when things are really sharp in the foreground and really blurry in the background. And this is a 2.8. So 2.8 is kind of standard. It's where you go. This is a 1.4 and this is a 1.8. I use this for astro, this for portraits, and this for a telephoto landscape, among other things. But when you go down to those low apertures, one, it means you can shoot in low light, but two, it means you just get this epic experience of whatever you're shooting just pops out at you as everything else fades into the background. So I'd highly recommend that once you have all those other things set up and you've got a bit of cash saved up, look at the lens you use most often and upgrade that to an f2.8 or lower. These two are prime lenses. This is 20mm, this is 50mm, and prime lenses often have a much lower aperture than this that's a zoom lens. This is 70 to 200. So your 24 to 70, your 70 to 200, and your 16 to 24, they all will have an aperture of around 2.8, and I would strongly encourage you, the lens you use most often, update that first to a low aperture one, and you'll just enjoy the photography experience that much more. But be warned, it's expensive stuff when you get into building up your glass collection. It's what we call it in the industry, glass. Yeah. If you ever hear someone say, look at my glass, that's what they're talking about. What? You stuck around? You want the bonus number 11? I know, I didn't even say there was a bonus one coming, but here it is. Every photographer needs a drone. Go get a drone. I had a friend that was moving into a house and she's like, no, I'm not getting a drone. I'm going to get a couch first. Get a drone first, or don't. They're enormously fun. You need certain licenses in certain places to have a drone. But if you're ever thinking, should I get one or not, and you haven't got a friend that you can fly his or hers, then they're just amazing, but they really shouldn't be on the list. I just thought it'd be funny to add it on at the end. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please subscribe below, and I hope these 10 things, don't worry about the drone, I hope these 10 things have been really helpful to get you started on the photography journey, or maybe you've progressed down it and then you're like, oh, that's probably what I need to look into next. I found it really difficult to know what to buy, when to buy, and I spent so much money on so much stuff that I just don't use anymore. My experience and the experience of others has taught me that these things are the things you need, and I hope it's helped. See you later, everybody.